Do you think it's that easy to like change the philosophy of what teams are doing? Because at the end of the day, if they're being brought up through middle school, high school, and the parents are agreeing with it, and those travel ball coaches are agreeing with it, like there's really not much Major League Baseball can kind of do if that's the case, right?
I don't think it'll ever happen.
Yeah.
I just don't think it'll happen. Every time anybody has an idea, there's another party that's got a big say in all of this. It's called the Players Association. Are they going to mandate that? Hey, you're going to have to throw 6 innings. No. Now you may have a different combination of your roster where you may be held to having fewer pitchers on your staff, but even that is going to take a lot of work to get to that point. It's where it's evolved to. And years ago you had 25, and now you got 26, so you got the extra spot. They made one change with bringing up a roster of 28 players in the month of September. Baseball is the only sport I ever knew, and I might be missing one. That the last month of a season, when people are in the stretch drive, some team could have 40, and some team back in the day could have 25. How would you do that? Would the Rams play with 75 active players against another NFL team? Would the Lakers play with 25 or 30 active players versus another NBA team? It's crazy, but they've managed that, which is a good thing. And they've also, maybe that's the way. I mean, they understand what the issues are. And you used to hope a guy could give you 7 or 8 strong innings. Then you used to hope they'd give you 6 or 7 strong innings. Now you're hoping for 5 or 6. Sometimes you're hoping for 4. I don't know how many games around the league are started by an opener. So sometimes you're hoping for 3 outs. You know, so it's just evolved, not necessarily slowly, but it's evolved. I think fairly quickly to a different mindset. You have to develop your pitching. You have to get accustomed to pitching 6, 7, 8 innings. You have to get accustomed to pitching the ninth inning. We used to take some of our starters in the minor leagues and have them start the game in the third or the fourth and say, you're going through the ninth. See what that inning feels like. Look at the number of complete games. How many great starting pitchers have pitched 39th innings? Probably not many, right? So, it was important to do because every inning's got a little bit of a different feel to it. First inning, guys are trying to get established, all go through the entire game. You get to the ninth inning, sometimes the 3 toughest outs. Sometimes you never get the 3 outs, if you're on the road. So I think it continues to evolve to a lesser level. So until the minor leagues start requiring their starting pitching to give more than 5, 6, 7, you're not going to see it at the big league level. I don't know. I mean, again, going back to the union, I don't think you ever see it at the big league level. You got to pitch 6 innings unless you're hurt and you're going on the IL. No, you've got to condition your athletes to do it physically, but also mentally. It's a different gig. So many times I saw pitchers, when they got through the fifth and they were going to get a W, start looking around, start looking into the dugout like, hey, I gave you 5. It's the old 5 and fly saying. That's what they used to say about the starters. That when guys were going 7 or 8 innings, there were still some that liked the idea of the 5 inning win and get me out of here. The 5 and fly deal, but I think you're going to have to do it from the ground up to get it back to where 6, 7, 8 innings are acceptable. Think how it's not as rare as a no hitter, but think how many complete games there are in the course of 162 times times all the teams.
Not
How many?
many anymore.
No, hardly anybody.